Good morning, everybody. It's about 7:30 in the morning, and I'm sitting here in the 2000 Camry, stuck in traffic, because I love that kind. Today, the car is going in for surgery. Very minor operation. As long as it doesn't have a lion shit fit and die, then we're good. It's time to change the timing belt. The timing belt already has 10,000, well actually almost 15,000 more on it than it should have. So we're going to change that belt and the AC and alternator and power steering belts. There's like two separate ones for that. So my dad and I are going to do it, and I'm heading over there now, and we'll see what happens when I get there. But other than that, we're going to see about changing the timing belt on this thing and see if we can make it run again. Well, here she be. These were the belts I was talking about. This one drives the alternator, AC, and runs off the crankshaft. And there's another belt way in there, which there's really not enough light for. I think you can just barely see it in there. That goes to the back for the power steering pump somewhere in there. This black thing is the cover for the timing belt, so we're gonna have to undo that and all this other shit here and all kinds of good stuff. So that's what we got. We'll see what happens. Alright, we've done some preliminary work here. Unbolted the alternator. There's a couple of bolts over here and stuff like that. There's a ground connector that we took off here. We've just loosened the engine mount bolts. Belt from the alternator is off, of course. And down in there where you can't see because there is no light, we've made some marks on the pulley right in there. So we know that as long as that stays lined up, half of the engine is certainly intact. And once we get the cover off, we'll make some more marks, and that way we can make sure that half is intact and everything should be good. So right now we're going to support the engine from underneath so we can finish taking this mount out, and we'll carry on. It's about 15 years later now, and we've made a little bit of headway. We had to take this off, and we've gotten the top cover of the timing belt cover off. Let's see here. Doesn't look too bad, but it certainly needs to be changed. So we're going to take a little break now. There's a pair of vice grips on one of the bolts for the cover that did not want to play nice today and had to shear off to make our day brighter. But otherwise, we're going to carry on. We have to remove the lower cover and the power steering belt, and then we can work on what we came to do. 30 years from when we last spoke, we now have the lower cover off, and we've made a mark down on the crankshaft pulley and on the engine, so we know that that's lined up. The belt hasn't moved. In order to get the bolt loose on the crankshaft pulley, we had to lock the wrench in place against a solid member of the vehicle and against the chassis, and then bump the starter real quick, and that broke it free. My impact gun was not powerful enough to do so. So that's all off. Power steering belt is off. Down here you can see we have everything marked and ready to go. There's some marks on the pulley, like I said. Everything's all set. So now we're going to take the belt off and change it, and we finally got into what we came for. She runs again. She lives to die another day. Everything's back together. It's got to be well after 5 o'clock. Sun's setting, you know. And it's all real. We didn't make this up. We didn't just play with this shit. So we got new belts. Everything's nice and tight. We only have one that's sheared off over here. We're looking for a replacement for it. We'll put that in. put the wheel back, and that's pretty much the deal.